Evet beyler şu an Animal Kingdom'a geldik. Hayvan krallığıymış falan. Bakalım nasıl bir şey.
Burada zinciri izlemeye geldik.
Oha kanka ya zaten milleti getirmedin.
Hakikaten yanlış parka gelmişler değil mi?
Neredeyiz oğlum biz?
Starbucks nerede diye soralım bugün. Hayatımızın en iyi sugar ride'ına bindik arkadaşlar.
Kadınla felsefe yaptı Egemen. Oha avatar. Dur bekle. Ne oluyor lan? Oğlum Onur ne oluyor? Oğlum Onur. Oğlum canlı lan.
Çocuğu eziyordum onu.
Beyler korkuyorum ya. Çocukluk korkularım gerçek oluyor. Dinoland'e giriyoruz. Egemen, bacağım sakat deyip araba alsana ben sürerim.
Kanka.
Ben düşündüm almayı gerçekten. Sırtım ağrıyor.
Sen mi bir
Dinoland. Evet.
koyarız?
Ne koyarız?
Kanka
Evet.
onun da sıfırtığım var.
Evet Onur senin legit fıtığın yok mu? Kanka e-devleti açarsın.
Evet.
En abuza gözüküyordur o. Bir dakika dur. Evet burada American Crocodile var.
Hayvan kanka. Suyu.
Hayvanın hoşuna gitmediğinden çok eminim kanka.
Kanka suyu içinde takılıyor. Ne yapacak amına koyayım?
Mamza ömrüm boyunca su içine takılmaya okey misin? Yani fabrikada çalışsan okey
Timsah
mi?
amına koyayım bu.
Tamam da belki çiftleşmek istiyor, belki aile kurmak istiyor. Ama onun yerine burada. O hayvanat bahçelerini destekliyor musun?
Matrix'ten çıkmak istedim Matrix'ten.
Oğlum hayvanat bahçelerini destekliyor musun Egemen? Egemen hayvanat bahçelerini destekliyor musun?
Hayvan bahçelerini.
Evet.
Hayır.
Ne bu aynı bok amına koyayım.
Ben destekliyorum amına koyayım. Benim eğlencem için hayvanları kurtarak yapalım bence gayet olur.
Dinozor nerede ya? Beyler bu vlog 500 bölüm oldu ama çekmeye devam ediyoruz çünkü bu aşırı 2X kanalında her şey var.
Ya deme amına koyayım ölü kanalım.
Ne diyorsun lan? Düzgün konuş lan kanalı ya. Senin ananı sikerim. Oha öldürdün.
Kız. Ana biz onu çalmayı unuttuk. Ne? Yetişebiliyor mu kanka?
Orası bir çocuğu.
Yetişebildiğini düşünmemiştim pek.
Yetiştim ama ne yapacaksın? Yarrağımı alacağım mı?
Hayır.
Siktir git o zaman ya.
Parmak ucuna çıkmak zorunda kaldım yalnız.
Yo. Bak hatta saç bulmam diyor.
Senin boyun yetiyor muydu ya öyle şeylere?
Kapıyorum bu videoyu ya. Bok gibi oldu.
To our reserve.
Evet. Safari'ye girdik.
And most solitary creatures that exist
Bakalım
today.
nasıl olacak.
And as we head down here, let's make sure to keep those voices down and eyes peeled. We don't want to spook or miss any of these amazing animals if all this force their home. We are only visitors, also it will be quite rude to shot them, especially if you look at photos. First up over there to our right, we have an okapi. While that okapi may look like some kind of bizarre cross between an antelope and a zebra, they are in fact a close relative of the giraffe, and like a giraffe, an okapi has a long tongue, known commonly as a prehensile tongue. This long prehensile tongue aids them in better addressing their food. Primarily consists of leaves, grasses, shrubbery, and other greens.
I'm recording here.
The also not recognized by the Western world to exist until the year 1901, when a live subject was finally brought back to the United States. Before this time, the okapi was considered by many to be a myth, spread only locals in Central and Southern Africa.
Bok kokuyor.
Nasıl bok mu kokuyor bende?
Coming up on our right-hand side once more, we have a saddleboat stork, one of our largest bird species on the reserve. As well as, if you take a look just beyond her, some bongos, aka the ghosts of the forest. The bongos are called the ghost of the forest because of their amazing ability to remain extremely quiet and extremely camouflaged, especially during daytime hours. You can see to yourselves extremely lucky you're seeing this many at once, as they normally only live in the twilight of the day, when predators and when tardigrades find them. Also over here to our left this time, we have some greater kudu, the largest of all forest antelopes, standing up to around 5 feet tall. But right now, it is unfortunately time to say goodbye to the Ituri Forest region and all of its amazing creatures, and instead say hello to the Safi River region. Home to many of our more aquatic animals out here today, as the name suggests. As we head up the sail and then down again, I like to stop and make sure you keep an eye on that water line, as you never know what might be looking in those dark waters down there. Coming up in the waters to our right-hand side, we have a small flock of some pink-smacked pelicans. But if you take a look on the very right side of the pool, you can find another much larger and much bigger friend, some Nile-hippopotamuses. Well, we can find our amazing 5,500-pound hippos doing exactly this, just lying out in the water, trying to find ways to beat that heat. As those large bodies with sensitive skins don't allow favor them trying to put that sun, as seen over here to our left-hand side as well. They will spend up to around 8 minutes a single day, or at least a single breath underneath that water. As that is about how long they hold their breath for. Also, we notice that one of those hippos is much smaller than the rest. That is Greta, she's about 1.5 years.
That's 1,5 yaşında.
Friends, at this time, I would like to remind everyone to remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs into the vehicle at all times, as we are about to enter the territory of one of our most famous predators out here today. Coming up in this little glen to our left-hand side, we have some Nile crocodiles, the largest reptile in Africa, measuring from 15 to 16 feet long. One of the defining features of those amazing Nile crocodiles is, of course, that large jaw, which is strong enough to crush the bones of any animal on the reserve today. And though pop media does often like to associate them with being prime predators, beyond like wildebeest and some zebra, the Nile crocodiles would prefer is handling stuff like small mammals and fish, which more easily fit inside their large jaws. Right now we are going to be entering the savannah region of our reserve, home to many of our largest and most iconic species out here today. As we head down this overlook, I'd like to advise all of you to make sure to get those cameras ready, as the savannah landscape is quite beautiful, especially at this time of day. But in case landscape photos just aren't really your thing, I'd still like to advise all of you to make sure to keep those eyes open, as this overlook is also an excellent opportunity to grab a little bit of a preview of some of the animals we'll see out there in just a few moments. From this overlook I am, you'll spot at least 3 different species. Well, let's head down there and see how many more we can find. Oh, and one more thing, put your arms up and enjoy the roller coaster ride. Seemingly green as we're coming on this hill, coming up on our right hand side, we have some massive 6-foot-long horns of some Ankole cattle. Those massive horns aren't for show though, as they also help to regulate blood flow throughout the anklet callus entire body to help keep them nice and cool in the hot sun, similar to how an entering system works. The Ankole cattle is also seen as a sign of great wealth among many farmers in Central Africa. And the more Ankole cattle you own, the wealthier you seem. It is for this reason that the Ankole cattle is primarily raised for their milk instead of meat, like most of the bovine, as farmers don't want anything to happen to their precious cows.
Evet Egemen, nasıl gidiyor safari?
Coming up on our
Safari
left-hand
yani.
side, we got a few more different animals, including some sable antelopes, the mascots of the Hayvan Reserve on the far left-hand side. Also coming up a bit closer is a single Maasai giraffe, as well as some Patterson's eland, the largest species of antelope on the entire reserve, standing around 6 feet tall from the shoulder. The eland also has a unique reaction to the dating pool. Whenever a male eland is seeking out a female mate, he often likes to dress himself a little bit by covering his neck and horns with a flowered wreath made of flowers, leaves, grasses, and whatever else he can find. He'll then present himself to the female and hope she's impressed. Sometimes she even is. Some of you may have also noticed those large mounds visible on either side of the truck that have seemingly grown out of the earth. These are in fact a few of our termite mounds. Termite mounds are primarily composed of sand, mud, clay, and dung, and act as giant underground cities for the termite colonies call them home. It's not just the termite colonies of Quebec, however, as many of our larger friends out here on the reserve, including a few of our elephants and rhinos, often like to use them as scratching posts.
Sanırız. Safadan bir parçası da
Benim evimde böyle.
I've got a few more species, including a small herd of wildebeest, a single springbok antelope, as well as close to us right now, another Maasai giraffe. The Maasai giraffe is, of course, the tallest animal on the entire planet. This animal is a whopping 20 feet tall as adults. The Maasai giraffe will get the majority of that height from those famously long necks, but those get a lot of it from those long legs as well. Those long legs also have an act as their primary defense tool against predators. And whenever a Maasai giraffe feels threatened by a large predator such as a cheetah or lion, they often like to give them one swift kick, which is usually enough to scare most predators for good. And when I say for good, I really do mean for good. Those legs are quite strong and quite dangerous. If we have any years back on this today, just try and figure out how much torque those legs have. It is a lot. Coming up on the other side right now, we got that small herd of wildebeest I talked about earlier. What makes sure that's be a decent sized herd of wildebeest right now, it really is not compared anywhere close to the international standard. In the wild, wildebeest herds have been known to grow to up to around 1.5 million individuals in a single herd. They've also been known to travel between 500 and 1,000 miles every year, and it's usually the best food and water. As you may have guessed, those massive herd movements are becoming left dust, and the disgusting currents are large, and they're even rumored to be able to see from space. As we got extra close beside giraffe, I'd like to ask you to keep an eye on that spot pattern, as it is what I've used to identify them as the Maasai giraffe. The Maasai giraffe has a bit more of a rough around the edges spot pattern, while their cousin the reticulated giraffe have a bit more of a clear cut pattern. The Maasai giraffe is also rumored to be slightly taller than their reticulated cousins, so good for them.
Kanka çıkarırlar seni hemen. Mesela bu şey mi? Hayvanlar kaçmaya çalışsa kaçamasın diye mi? Şu yerdeki şey var.
Olası. Size kaçarlar bu.
Yok abi bundan geçmek zor bu arada. Kaç volt? Kaç 100 volt?
Coming up on our left, we have our local family of mandrills, the only monk species in the entire reserve. Mandrills are famous for that distinctive red and blue facial pattern. And, well, both males and females have that exact same pattern. It is the males that have a much more defined and more colorful patterns on their faces.
Harbiden zencilerin yanına gelmişiz.
In case you're wondering the difference between a monkey and ape, monkeys and tails apes do not. You can notice those little toes are mandrills making the monkeys and not apes.
10 dakika oldu hala gidiyoruz ama hayvanla yer bilecek.
In case you happen to have any long-time friends of Kilimanjaro safaris with us today, some of you may remember that these have some prairies here with some difficulties with the only bridge we're crossing over now. Not to worry though, as those have all been fixed in recent years. Allowing us to focus on the amazing animals close to forest and to preserve their home. Not to worry friends, looks like we'll go to this holding.
Şu an telefon düşse GG ya.
Always have to cross that bridge. I can only imagine if they're tilting. Coming up on either side of the trip right now are a few regolith deposits. These regolith deposits often serve as vital source of nutrients for many of our larger friends over here on the reserve today, as evidenced by those unused transports over there to our right-hand side. While we humans are able to enjoy a varied diet to get all of our essential vitamins and minerals, Most of our larger friends up here on the reserve aren't so lucky, and need to get nutrients from more surfaces. Whenever creatures such as an elephant, rhino, or antelope feels like they need a bit of extra nutrition in life, they come found scratch away at those wrinkly walls with their tusks, horns, hooves, or whatever else they have. They'll then scoop a clay jerk's mouth and let their bodies do the rest of the work.
Maymunlar istesem ben çıkaramam. Maymunlar çıkaramam.
Değil mi? Sıkıcı biraz ya.
Şaka mı ya? Hayvan taksisi geliyor.
10 dakika bekledik, 10 dakikadan fazlası yok. Aa, suya giriyoruz.
Çay idaresi. Ama sadece
Coming up on our left-hand side of the waterfall, we have a small flamboyance. Yes, it is because of the group of greater flamingo. Famous, of course, for that significant color sport so much. Despite this, that pink color does not come to them naturally. Instead, comes from a substance beta-carotene, which is commonly found within the brine shrimp to make up their everyday diet. You may notice a few of those flamingo in there are looking a bit gray right now. Those happen to be a few array flamingos, as right here in the reserve early last year. And not to worry though, as they should be developing those distinct coats after a few short years and some healthy dose of beta-carotene. Flamingos are naturally grow after all, so the grayer they appear, the younger they are. And the pinker they appear, the older they are.
Ya gözlüğünü kamera lensine koyarsak ne oluyor?
benim gözüme fokus.
Hayır öyle demiyorum. Göz çıkarsana da görmüyoruz bir şey şu an. Senin gözün gibi mi görüyor?
Evet. Gözüm gibi göreceksin. Burada şey fokus ol. Hayır dur fokus ol.
Bir dışarı doğru bak. Aa evet. Gözüm tamam.
Benim gözüm nasıl görüyorsa öyle görüyor.
Merak ettim de. Devam mı hala buna?
As we hit a bit deeper into the woods up here, I'd like us to all be keeping an eye on that tree line, as it is most likely where we find a lot of our amazing animal friends here today. It is going to be a bit warm out, so most of our animals have most likely already treated in the shade of the trees, never try and beat that heat.
Sağda bir şey var yani.
One of those animals, including those ostriches over there to our far right-hand side. Ostriches are the largest bird in the entire planet, and stand around 6 feet tall. They will get to the height of those long legs. And those legs are long enough to cover between 10 and 16 feet in a single stride. Enabling them to speed up to around 40 miles per hour sprint, making them one of the best runners in the entire African savanna. I did mention just now that the ostriches would want to be the best runner is not the best runner. That ranking goes for our very fast friends coming up from this doom and gloom to our left-hand side. The cheetahs, the fastest animal on the entire planet, famous to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, giving them a better acceleration than modern sports cars even.
Ben görmüyorum.
They're only able to maintain that speed though for a very, very short period of time, usually only a few minutes at maximum. This is how their prey most commonly learns how to escape them, as they figure out fairly quickly that you don't have to outrun a cheetah, you simply have to outlast them. Most of the prey animals seen already have a much greater stamina than the cheetah, and are easy to outlast them with time. We got a few more cheetahs coming up in the secondary valley to our left-hand side. It's also worth noting that all the cheetahs you see in there are actually all biological sisters and came from the same litter, which is why our first milk is the cheetah girls. This large rock formation coming up on our left-hand side is commonly referred to around here as a kopie, and often acts as the home base for many of our big cat predators out here on the reserve today. The reason why a lot of big cats choose these copies as their home bases is because they really like that extra height, and those tall rocks enable them to get an exit view over their entire territory, allowing them to close eye out for rival cats as well as possible prey.
Adam sıkıntıdan öldü amına koyayım.
Dışarı çağırıyorum kanka.
Ya bunu kadın niye önerdi ki ya? Bok gibiymiş.
çocuğuyla gidiyor buraya, böyle küçük yaşındaki çocuğuyla gidiyor.
Make sure to keep those voices down, everyone, as you are in the presence of royalty. Coming up on our left-hand side, we got some of the kings and queens of the forest themselves, a local pride of lions. Normally you can find our royal, kingly, and amazing lions doing exactly this. Just lounging about trying to find ways to beat that heat, as lions are famously nocturnal predators, which means they like to their hunting when it's nice and cool out, and their prey have a lot harder to find them at nighttime.
Kanka bunları iyi işkence etmiştir saldırmamız için.
Kaptırıyor. Çok fazla besliyorlar, için avlanma besliyoruz çalışıyor.
Olabilir. O zaman doğma büyüme burada büyümesi lazım.
O da doğru, öyledir kanka. Bir de Charles göre Charles biraz.
Over there to our right-hand side are those ostriches I talked about earlier. Since they are in this area around here is well known for being ostrich nesting territory. Coming up in these tall grasses to our right-hand side, and it's probably to spawn some ostrich eggs. But even first, a little more movement to them. Coming up on our left, we have some waterbuck antelope. Waterbuck antelope, as the name suggests, really love their water. And unlike most of the other antelopes in the reserves today, they prefer to stick by one large water source for almost their entire lives, instead of migrating to it. Waterbuck antelope also make excellent swimmers, as their bodies are naturally hydrophobic, which means that they repel water, enabling our waterbuck to move quickly in and out of water-escape predators.
Bir yerdeki elektrikli olabilir mi?
İyi bak.
Ha?
İkiye bak kanka.
Bura çitli mitli, bura farklı bir şey var.
Coming up on our left-hand side, we have the animal which has produced most awes of any animal from reserves today. They are, of course, a few of our adorably tiny Nigerian dwarf goats.
Dwarf
And
goats.
may look like an entire pen full of baby goats.
Yo.
And the up team there is going to be a full-grown adult Nigerian dwarf goats, usually only ready to 1 to be tall each. This, combined with their small stomach size and small space requirements, make them an excellent choice for stand-up farm animals. As a territory of farmers means more territory for our forest reserves, which have been unfortunately declining for the past few years. As I'm sure many of you are aware, most of the creatures we saw there today are severely endangered, which means their numbers are close to extinction, most commonly due to poaching and habitat loss. If you like to mature that future generations are able to see and enjoy all these amazing animals we have today, I'd highly recommend donating to the Disney Conservation Fund. The Disney Conservation Fund is a non-profit which stands to benefit all the amazing animals today with whatever they may be assist with, whether it be through veterinary care, habitat loss prevention, or simply public rights campaigns. For every dollar donated to the Conservation Fund, Disney will match $1. Donate $1 and Disney will donate a single dollar. Donate $100 and Disney will donate $100 back in their pockets. Help support animals in need around the world. And because we happen to have any wilderness exploring methods today, I'd also like to mind at this time your safari badge, available from a small kiosk just a little ways from the dock for the final time. And in order to find a safari badge, you can tell them the name of the truck you were down today. This one being, of course, the Simba 1. This truck's name is Simba 1.
Bir an hiç bitmeyecek sandım ya.
Here at the world famous Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we really do not like to say goodbye. At sound just way too sad and definitely way too final for our tastes. Instead, we first see the word Kwaharini, which means instead to go well. It is my hope you all go well and go wild in some adventures here at Disney's How Came to Say, or whatever your choice may hold for you. Either way, please come visit soon. I'm sure all of our animals will be happy to see you. If you have any questions about the animals in the reserve, just want to say hi. My window is always open. If not, out there your day here at Disney and everyone cooperating all. Friends.
Beyler şimdi Max Amerika, bakın bu buranın yolu gibi duruyor ama buna basınca bura ışık yanıyor. Ben hani bu buranın sırasıdır diye düşündüm. Buna bastım. Buradaki ışık yeşil oldu.
Hatta karıştı. Bunu bile gösterdim abi. Bunu gösterdim
kafa çok
dedim bak.
karıştı.
Ok bu tarafa gösteriyor. Ok bu tarafa gösteriyor. İnanmadı.
Kafa çok karıştı.
Ampule basacağım arkadaşlar.
Evet, odaya geldik. Çok güzel bir manzara bizi karşıladı. Droidlerimiz kendi şeyinden çıkıp konuşmaya başlamışlar. Küfret tanısına Seninkinin adı neydi Egemen?
Ramiz.
Ramiz, İsmet benimki de tanıştığıma memnun oldum. Ne yapıyoruz oğlum biz yani? Ne mal adamlarız? Konuşturalım dur.
Çocuğu.
Özür diledi lan İsmet. İsmet'e niye vuruyorsun?
Sarhoş rengi var şu an.
Bak street. Ananı sikeyim.
İsmet çok detaylı.
İsmet ölmez, vatan bölünmez. İsmet kaç oradan. İsmet sana skill gap attı.
Kafama çarptır, ayağıma çarp.
Bunu bir videonun sana şey olarak koyacağım. Easter egg yani. Orası çürüyor.
Videonun sonuna Instagram'a koyacağım.
Bu videoya koyacağım. Bir videonun sonuna. Şimdi görüşürüz de İsmet.
Siktir ettik uçağı.
Evet beyler, vlogumuza devam. Gene sıra bekliyoruz ama bu sefer
beyler, şimdi-
havalimanına.
Buranın en uzun raydına bineceğiz. Beyler 3,5 saat uçacağız.
Rivayete göre 1,5 saat bekleyecekmişiz.
Hem uzun bekleme süresi arkadaşlar.
Şuna bakar
ama
mısın?
3,5 saat sürüyor. Uçağımız kalkıyor diye geçelim mi insanları?
Uçağa 3 saat var amına koyayım.
Uçağımız kalkıyor.
Sonra
Geç
içeride
kaldık,
seni
yanına
görünce ne
geçelim mi?
yapacaklar?
Görmeyeceğim. Kahve içiyor olacağım böyle.
Dileylendiriz.
3,5 saat dinlenmiş ya falan. Görmedim.
Luke öyle dedim zaten ilk ama çocuk 9'da iniyoruz sanıyordu. 9'da kalkıyormuşuz. Ben yanlış okumuşum. Ve sonra 12'ye dileylendi dedim amına koyayım. Oha dedi.
Ne kadar bu arada?
40 dakika.
Ananın amı kanka.
Yok 40 dakikaymış o zaman. Biz Disney'de 3 saat beklemiş adamlarız. 40 dakika mı koyacak?
Niye deleniyor mesela? Delinin neymiş?
Kanka çünkü...
Uçağa yok diyorlar kanka daha.
Hayır kanka Universal para ödemiş bunlar hani line uzatmak için.
Rothschild ailesi para. Lego paketinden çıkarmışlar. Kanka daha da
Sıra ölümcül ya. Sıra ölümcül uzun ya.
ben böyle iyice beter bir deneyim yaşa diye.
Uçağın kanalı çıkıyor falan yarım uçuşta.
Yok kanka burada da yürümeyen insanlar olsun kuyrukta.
Adam yürümüyor adama az önce omuz attım.
Kafa açacağım abi. Kafa aç.
Neyse vlogu buradan bitirelim. Şimdi bir imkansızlık yaşandı. Evet. 0 handle bulduk. Opsi opsi. Sen video çekme orası bir şey. Yapma. Ayıp penaltı.
Bel altı mı?
Bu Pringles açılmadı mı? Kim yapıyor onu? Sikerim ayağını senin.
Kolyesine bak ya.
Kolye mi değil mi?
İyi. Kim verdi?
Şu an penaltı yaptı. Gözlerin kıpkırmızı şu anda şeyde.
Bakayım.
Vampir gözü. Hayır öyle değil. Malamına kıyım.